What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Anything But ASIC. And I just want to get this in, get my weekly in for the YouTube algorithm, of course. Shout out to all you subscribers out there and getting some more engagement here. Maybe in a bear market, but I was never in Bitcoin anyways, so we're still doing good. We're still doing good here. In fact, I've seen more activity in the coins I mine more than ever now that Bitcoin's not the central focus of things. Once again, couple articles out there, the government, the U.S. government, the FBI collecting more Bitcoin, meaning that the hand is further centralized. They're quote unquote auctioning out. The hands of Bitcoin are further centralized into the state and federal departments, basically the government. So trusting Bitcoin at this point, for me at least, is not a no-brainer. But that's okay because in this down market, it seems like Litecoin's having the biggest bounce of his life. Litecoin's doing great. And Litecoin, even though I guess it's now a privacy coin, it's still doing great. And along with, you see some bounce backs this week. The big one being not Zcash, Dash. Dash is definitely moving up. It's definitely creeping up. It's another one you want to look out for. It didn't go up during this so-called bear market. This bull market. It didn't go up like all the other coins. In fact, it never even hit close to its all-time high. So Dash has been heavily suppressed for quite some time and is quote me on this, is better Bitcoin and has a lower supply than Bitcoin and Litecoin. So take that what you will, but if you get a few, I don't think it would hurt you. I don't think it would hurt you at 45 cents right now. Moving into the articles, what I want to talk about today is, of course, we're going to talk about some Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. Generally, my opinion on it, I'm going to read the article, but I'm going to give my opinion right now. Sam Bankman-Fried is not going to, I think I've already given my opinion in the last article, last video, but Sam Bankman-Fried is not going to face any jail time. In fact, this $250 million bail, that's not even a dent in his pocket. He's still living good in the Bahamas. This basically came down to we see somebody with billions of dollars that just fleeced everybody. We're the mafia. We're the government mafia. We want our cut. That's basically come down. The mafia wants their cut. And they have the forces to enact that because most likely Sam Bankman-Fried, even though he is kind of hard to get in contact by a normal person, he doesn't have a mafioso or security or anything or private army to protect him with that billions of dollars that he's pulling. That he has possibly sitting around. He's still a millionaire. Even with this $250 million bill, he's still a millionaire. He still has more money than your average a retail investor. So yeah, And see the other one, the United States might need to ban crypto, says banking committee chief. I read through a little bit of this. It's not what you think. So on this, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, to be released on $250 million bail, will live with his parents. Yeah, I'm a 30-year-old loser living with my parents with millions of dollars. Yeah, he's a loser, all right. He fleeced everybody. And once again, when actual banks fleece everybody, it's okay. We can go litigation. We can say we got FDIC, whatever protections, whatever. They fleece somebody. It's okay. When this guy tries to be a bank, which technically was mean, which shouldn't be in the crypto market, he goes to jail. Reading on. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay, let's keep on. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried released on $250 million bond while waiting for trial for fraud and other criminal charges. A New York federal judge ruled Thursday. Bankman-Fried stepped out of U.S. District Court in Manhattan, flanked by his parents, his legal team, and court security at 2:19 local time. The terms of his personal recognized bonds were agreed by prosecutors and Bankman-Fried lawyers. The 30-year-old will face his next hearing presided over by Judge Ronnie Abrams in New York City on January 3rd, where he'll enter his plea and be arraigned. Now, I find the fact that they keep bringing up that this guy is 30 years old to be just, I don't know, it's a little bit out there. Why you keep saying that? Why you keep harping on that? Why you gotta bring that up every time? A recognized bond is a written commitment the accused to appear in court when ordered. In return, Bankman-Fried camp would not be required to meet the full collateral requirements of the bill. So you're just getting off basically scot-free because it's not his money. The bond was secured by equity in his family home and by signatures of his parents and two other individuals with considerable assets. Considerable assets. No, that's in quotes. Considerable assets. They're saying something fishy there. In addition to the $250 million package, which prosecutors called the largest ever proprietary bond, the former crypto billionaire would be required to wear an electronic monitoring bracelet, submit to mental health counseling, and restrict himself to travel within and between the Northern District of California and the Southern and Eastern Districts of New York. So basically, the global hellholes, the liberal hellholes of the America. This is where he's going to have to be with the other banksters. Judge Gabriel Gorstein said Bankman-Fried will require strict supervision following his release to his parents' home in California. That's where he wanted to be anyways. His parents, both Stanford law professors, were present in the courtroom. Bankman-Fried was flanked by two U.S. Marshals dressed in a blue shirt and brown shoes. Bankman-Fried entered in ankle shackles as well, but traded them for an ankle monitor while in the courtroom. He only spoke when the judge asked him if Bankman-Fried understood the consequences of breaking his bail agreement. Yes, I do, he told the judge. The former FTX CEO will also be barred from opening any new lines of credit for more than $1,000 while awaiting trial over the federal regulators have called a brazen fraud and a bankrupt at his bankrupting crypto empire. Bankman-Fried was the heart of a fraud of epic proportions. Assistant U.S. Attorney Nicholas Rules told the court, but he voluntarily returned to the United States, has no history of flight, and has significantly reduced financial assets. Rules said, significantly reduced. You need to put that in quotation marks. Bankman-Fried has previously claimed that he was down to a mere $100,000, a step fall from grace for a man that was once at the head of a $32 billion crypto empire. Yes, $32 billion. How much does he still have? We will never know. Bankman-Fried stands accused of perpetuating a multi-billion-dollar fraud on his investors, using customer funds to purchase properties, fund political donations, and backstop trades at his hedge fund, Alameda Research. Federal regulators allege over $8 billion in customer funds is missing. FTX filed for bankruptcy protection in Delaware on November 11. Bankman-Fried's successor, CEO Johnny Ray, said he's never seen such a complete failure of corporate control. Two of his top lieutenants, Carolyn Edison and Gary Wayne, pleaded guilty to related fraud charges and are cooperating with law enforcement. Of course they are. Wang and Ellison plea deals were revealed yet Wednesday. Bankman-Fried was charged by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of 8 counts of including security fraud and money laundering, and was rendered from the Bahamas to New York on Wednesday evening. Bankman-Fried's bail endorsed over other federal white-collar bonds. Bernie Madoff posted a $10 million bond while awaiting trial in his multi-billion-dollar Ponzi scheme. Jeff Skeeling, former Enron CEO, posted a $5 million bond, while Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos founder, posted a scant $500,000 bond. So, basically, he fails in comparison. Hold up, guys. Sorry about that, neighbors. Alright, on to the next article. The United States women need to ban crypto, says Banking Committee Chief. Senator Sherrod Brown thinks banning crypto could be an option for addressing all of the technologically related risks. You mean like the centralized USD that's basically 95% digital? That's a technical related risk if you ask me, but I digress. U.S. Senator and Chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, Sherrod Brown, D.O., spoke on. Dio. Ay man, you wearing some Dio? Okay, good stop. Spoke on Sunday about what actions regulators need to take after the implosion of FTX. He suggested that crypto may be something that ought to be banned, if not for the risk of sending the industry offshore. So he wants to keep an eye on it, but he doesn't want to send it offshore, even though it's already offshore. And Sun Baker was in the Bahamas, offshore already. So I don't get your statement here. Let me hear what you're getting at. Speaking with NBC, Chakta on Meet the Press, Brown agreed that Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX former and disgraced boss used political favor and donations to create an illusion of credibility around himself, presenting a flaw within the current political system. Thank you for pointing that out. You made this guy's not all bad. Like I said, when other people do it, it's a problem. When somebody in crypto does it, it's a problem. It's an even worse problem. It's just that they got caught. That's what happened. They got caught. When you don't get caught, it's not a problem. However, he claimed that FTX collapse represented just one large part of the dangers of crypto, which includes Ponzi schemes for customer protections and national security threats. Among those are Korean cyber criminals, drug trafficking, human trafficking, and terrorist financing. Brown said he already asked the Secretary of the Treasury to conduct a government-wide assessment of crypto involving various regulatory agencies. He noted that the Securities and Exchange Commission has been particularly aggressive, but the legislative action may also be necessary. I spent much of the last year and a half in this job trying to educate the public about crypto and the dangers that it presents to our security and as a nation, and to consumers that get hoodwinked by it, he said. No, what's national security is the internet service providers that monitor traffic and I'm not even gonna get into that right now. I'm not even gonna get to shadow banning and cross trafficking and no, I'm not getting that. Thus far, the Biden administration has agreed that to take a regulatory approach to the crypto industry, pursuing responsible innovation as a top priority for space. Despite his doubts over much of the industry, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has clarified that he has no intention to ban crypto. But Biden's coming to regulate. I had to go on in. Todd asked Brown if he thought the regulatory approach may be giving an inappropriate green light to a technology that ought to be banned entirely. I shared that thought, said Brown, stressing the need for agencies to unite on getting crypto under control. We want them to do what they need to do at the same time, maybe banning it although banning it is very difficult because it will go offshore and who knows what or how that will work, he said. Crypto flag bearers frequently note the dangers of sending crypto abroad when speaking against overly strict and imposing regulations. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong thinks that this is primarily what allowed the FTX fraud to grow to such a substantial size. Thank you. Wow, they got eyes all of a sudden. They're speaking logical sense and they have eyes. Oh my god. We might actually get through this. We should continue to work with policymakers to create sensible regulation for centralized exchanges, custodians in each market, as we've been doing for some time. But then we need to see a level playing field enforced, which hasn't happened to date, he said in November. Binance, which operates overseas, is currently the largest crypto exchange in the world by trading volume. Concerns about Binance's opaque operations have inflated over the past month, especially after Proof of Reserves partner called it quits after realizing the first report on the exchange Bitcoin holdings. I wonder why. I'm sure CZ's got plenty of Bitcoin, and probably not as much as he says he has, but I'm sure he's got plenty of it. And I mean, if the government doesn't quit stealing all the Bitcoin and then confiscate all stealing, quote unquote, confiscating it, maybe we have some out there. But the FBI just wants that good old orange coin. So I think we're already seeing a knee-jerk reaction and pretty much the solution to this. We already mentioned in the last video, Stripe, or a few videos back, Stripe has already prepared a one-way ticket from fiat to cryptocurrency, and that's the way it should be. And from there on, get someone to do things for you with said cryptocurrency instead of exchanging it back into fiat. If you're mining, if you're a miner, if you're mining, don't get into this whole how can I say, contest. Just this big contest on who has the highest hashing power. Just mine within your means and just pay for the electricity, and things will be okay. But people want the highest hash power, and it's like that's not what crypto's about. That's not what this economy's about. I mean, yes, it's a capitalist society, and the people who do the best, who put forth the most effort, should be rewarded with the most. But the people right now who's putting forth the most effort, they can foot a $100,000 electric bill a month somehow. I don't think that's gonna last for much longer, but somehow, and eventually, the market regulates itself because once again, this is an open and free market, and I think these large companies are gonna find themselves in dire a predicament with mining Bitcoin the way it is. I mean, there may even be like a little glitch we can play on them if you have high hashing power. Just when the difficulty goes down, which I'm sure is going to happen anyways, when the difficulty goes down, turn on your rigs, all your rigs, so you spike the difficulty, and you spend a little bit of electricity and they spend more just trying to fight the difficulty off. It'd be fun. Just watch them go into a spiral as they try to pay their electric bills and not getting as much out. And Bitcoin mining is amazing. Just mining in general is amazing. It's fun. It's fun to really think about all the ways you can really just screw with people that have overinvested themselves into this free market of creating digital currencies from burnt electricity. But that's my thoughts right now. Like I said, this is just banter for the YouTube algorithm. These articles are a couple days old. Just wanted to get my take on it. It's like 5 days old, 6 days old. It's probably not last week. Get my take on it. What I think. I've already said with my piece. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys probably next week. Peace.